So in this video, let's continue creating our stair. So typically the stair, you'll need to have two stairs or about half the diagonal of the building. So what we'll do is, and more depending on your square footage, but for this exercise, we're just going to estimate the half the diagonal and then put a stair um, halfway through. So let's go to the Annotate tab and then go to Detail Line, or you can hit DL as you can see on the screen there. And we'll go to the bottom right corner and we'll grab the inside face of the wall at the corner, and then using your middle mouse button you can push down and pan and use the wheel to scroll in and scroll out and go to the other side. And you can leave the dimension, the detail line continuing, and then we can go and select the middle here. If you can't get the middle snap, you can type SM to try to, and it will find the middle snap. So if you select this line, hit the line that we drew halfway through, you can hit move, and see it attached, it's still attached to this diagonal line. So what we can do is, instead of moving, we'll select disjoin and then select the middle of that line and then move it away from that line. Next thing we'll want to do is rotate. If we go up to the Modify tab, you can hit Rotate. It selects the middle of the line, or the middle of the geometry, whatever it would be, and then you can move it clockwise until you get, it'll snap at 90 degrees. And we can hit Move again, grabbing that midpoint again, and then picking the midpoint of our diagonal line. Again, if you're having trouble get the midpoint, type SM, and that's the snap mid for that detail line. So now we have a 111-foot line that will signify like half the distance of the diagonal for the stairs to be located. So the next thing we'll do is go to your dimension, hit DI for dimension, or go to your Annotate and hit Align Dimension. Let's grab the inside face of our stair on the right to the inside face on the left, and let's just make that an even dimension. If you select this left wall, you can see that the dimension gets grayed out. And let's do, instead of 20 feet from center to center, let's just make it 20 feet inside clear from the face of this wall to the face of this wall. Now what we'll do, just to make sure that we've grabbed everything, we can go to our 3D view, which you can either, if you already have it open, or you can go to your 3D view on the project browser and just pick up anywhere on the top left and pick and hold and drag down so that we have all of the doors, the walls, and the stair tower. And so we can go back to our level 1 view. And now let's hit move. And we'll pick the midpoint of this wall. Again, if it doesn't snap, you can hit SM to get the snap mid. Pick the midpoint of the outside of the wall, and let's line it up with that. The end. It's telling me that the arrow and the 20 foot dimension are going to get erased, and that's okay. We can put those back. And then we'll hit move again. Hit MV, or come up here to the Modify tab and hit move. And then we'll do the same thing by selecting the middle of this wall. And then if you hold shift, it'll toggle orthogonal so that we can move straight across, and then go to this line. And now we can, before we do that, let's group this, stair by hitting GP, or you can go up here to the Modify tab and create group. And we'll just call it Stair 1. And now we have our stair centered on our building and half the diagonal apart from the other stair that we're going to place. So we potentially could now select this stair group and then mirror by drawing an axis and selecting the mid of the line that we drew, and it should pop this stair over here. So now we've got 2 stairs. And again, we would need to cut the slab on the other levels for this stair. Now the next thing we'll want to do is let's toggle our views. I'm going to close this section so I just have level 1 and the 3D view. I'm going to go to View on the top here, then go to Tile Windows. So I've got my 3D view and I've got my plan next to each other. And then, yeah, we'll still have to move these openings. So let's do that now while we're thinking about it. So if I'm going to go to my roof view, I'm going to double click on this floor where that hole is. And I'm going to select it there. And I can actually go move and move our floor opening to this corner and hit OK. And I'm going to do the same. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to copy this while we're here. And move it to this other floor. Now I'm going to select both of these openings so I can Control C to copy, finish, and then now I can go in to level 4. Just double click over here on the project browser. I can delete that one that we had there existing, then paste aligned to the current view, hit OK. Don't attach the walls. Open level 3. Same thing, double click or hit edit boundary up here at the top. Delete that opening. Go to paste, align to current view. And don't attach. And finally we'll do level 2. Delete that and then come over here to align to current view and paste that last slab opening and don't attach the floors. And so we can close our 2, 3, 4, and roof plans. And we'll have our 3D view will be fixed to have that opening for the stair. In this 3D view, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the walls. So I'm going to go to my visibility graphics, which is either here on the properties palette under visibility graphics or on the view tab under visibility graphics, or you can type VG. When you're in this view and under the model categories, you can click anywhere in here and hit W and it'll automatically go down to the first W, which is walls, and we'll turn that off. And then you can hit D again and go to doors and turn doors off. So now we're left with just our stair again. Similar AutoCAD, it's just like hiding, turning off, or freezing a layer. And so the next thing we want to do is we're going to select this rail. So if you hover over here, it's going to want to select the group. But if you hover over the stair, and you can see it highlights in blue there, hit tab once to select this rail. And then we're going to want to edit type. And first thing we'll do is go down to handrail pipe, select that, and then duplicate. And change it to from handrail pipe to handrail wall. Because we'll want that outside handrail to attach to the wall, not have a guardrail. So once you do that, we should then be able to come over here to handrail and see where it says handrail 1 and handrail 2. We're going to click this little ellipse, the little 3 dots, so the ellipses there on that window for handrail 2. And we'll change this from circular 1.5" to wall mount, pipe wall mount. Hit OK. And then we'll do the same thing for handrail number 1. Change this from circular to wall mount and hit OK. And go ahead and hit ungroup. And you can see we've actually changed this guardrail to be the circular. We're going to do some more editing to this. So go ahead and select that handrail again and go to edit type. And what we'll want to do is we don't want it to use the top rail, so we'll uncheck that. I'm going to hit apply just to see what it's going to say. So I think it's let's see, let's go back to edit type. I'm going to check that use top rail again. Because it gave me an error about the baluster. So I think what we need to do, so hit apply. You can see that handrail goes away. But I'm going, let's try to make this so we don't have any of this baluster stuff. So let's go to rail structure non-continuous. And let's delete all of these. Okay, so we got rid of all those horizontal balusters. And change, oh, sorry. We'll go to, so that was in the rail structure. We deleted all the different rails. Dang it. That's good. I can talk you through it this time instead of just doing it. So under here, we will go to edit. And that will be edit the rail structure. And then the other edit is the baluster placement. So let's edit this. Actually, before we do that, we got that warning. So let's try the baluster placement first. Turn this to none under regular baluster. And then turn all these to none. Hit apply. So now we just have those horizontals. Hit OK. And now let's delete this rail. Oops, I hit delete instead of duplicate. Yeah, let's just delete them all and apply. And uncheck the top rail, hit apply, and hit cancel. Don't hit apply again, because I think what we need to do is, oh yeah, so the position type for this handrail, let's make this left and, let's make this one left and this one right. Hit apply. Oh, we don't want this top rail. Hit apply, so I unchecked that top rail. And so now we are left with just the handrail. And that looks about right. So that we'll have a handrail that is just going to be attached to the wall with these little brackets. And so that should be going all the way up. See how it curves around. Technically, I don't think it needs to curve around per code. The back one I think may, actually. Because this one would curve around, so if you're older, you can keep a hold of the handrail all the way down. But for this instance, we'll just leave this. Usually, there also needs to be an extension on the ends. It's usually 12 inches. So let's get in there and try to make an extension for that handrail. So let's click on this pipe wall mount handrail. We'll click down here so we can go in here. And then extension style. Let's click wall. Beginning. Wall and terminations. Let's see. Let's leave those off for now. Now, see here, and here's the metal. This is the support that it was using. And so extension beginning and bottom, we want that to be 1 foot. This is gooseneck transition. Actually, no, it's not. That would be, I think, if it would come out and die back into it. We'd want to use that if it was a handrail. That was a self-supported handrail. But this one's going to be wall mounted, so we don't need that. Spacing 4 feet on center, that should be good. Hit OK, and let's see what happens. Alrighty, hit OK. And then there we go. We have our handrail that will stick out at the end and turn back into the wall. We want that to do that on both sides. So let's go back in, see it's doing it on this left side, at least on our view, but not on the right side. So let's go back in, edit type. Change this one. So it should be the same. Oops, so here. Yeah, we'll need to change that to left. Nope, that's not it. Let's turn this one to none. Right. Let's do, oh no, right and left. We'll put it on both sides. Let's see what. Yeah, we don't want that. So let's edit type again. And we want it to just be, what do we do, right side? And let's just make sure the extension style is set to the correct. Extension beginning and bottom. So I don't immediately see how to fix that top extension. seems like it should be on there. But it's not showing up. So now we have to kind of look around in here and see what parameter would determine that offset. And I'm not seeing anything. It seems like extension indent top wall length. Let's try this, adding the 1 foot there as well. Oh, there we go. For some reason, we had to add the 1 foot extension in that parameter that we just changed, which was this. Oh, that makes sense. So we had an extension at the beginning and bottom and indent top. So that was just the only one. Layout, instead of fixed distance, we'll just do maximum spacing, and we'll change that to 3 feet. So that's under supports. We're using that metal circular support at a maximum spacing of 3 feet, and it will center those nicely. So we don't have those weird, you saw before probably that they were like doubling up the little supports, and we don't want to do that. So let us check this out. So I'm not seeing supports in the plan view, but I want to see those because I want to see where they are in relation to the wall. So let's go to our visibility graphics. So railings, supports. I feel like we should be seeing our railing supports here. Oh, that one's not right. So I'm going to edit this family. Or will it let me? Let's go to families, railings, support. Right click on that and edit. So one of the things, if something isn't showing up in your views, we can actually select this family, go to edit visibility graphics. So yeah, it's not checked. So what I did was go back and do that again, because sometimes I'm not always aware that I'm not kind of letting you know what I'm doing. So I went over to the project browser, went down to families, and hit that plus. Down to railings, that's where that lives. Under railings, selected support metal circular, because we determined by kind of tabbing in to see that that's what that is, support metal circular. We can right click on that, and then we can edit that family. Now when that family opens up, we can see that support. We can highlight it. We can then, on the properties palette, the graphics, it's visible, so that's checked, and so we can see it. When the visibility graphics overrides, you can tell it to not be visible in certain views. So let's check plan and when cut and plan RCP, and then all the detail levels. So potentially I could say that I don't want it to show up in coarse views, but I want it to show up in medium and fine views. And then hit OK. Then we can load and close. Let's not save that support. And then overwrite the existing version. And then save project when it comes up. It's always a good idea. And then we can see our supports. See, it's not quite aligned with the wall, so I'm going to hit DI to get a dimension. And of course, it's not going to let me select that, but that's okay. Go to our Modify tab, get the measure tool that's right here, measure between two references. And we're just going to get so it looks like it's about 1 inch off. So what we'll do is we'll select this rail again. And so it's offset from a path. We're just going to hit 0. And we'll hit -0 because that let's see. Oh, I guess it would be 2 inches. There we go. So I did, I think it was set to -1 first, which puts it out here. Or no, I think it was set to 1 first. And that's offsetting 1 inch from the path. And then so I set it to 2 to push it all the way against that wall. So now it's attached to that wall, or it would appear to be attached. And you can go around to see if everywhere looks like it's attached. So while we're here, select this other railing. And then we'll change this railing to a handrail pipe. So we have the pipe handrail. I'm going to edit the type. And for a handrailing, for a guardrail, because this is more of a guardrail, we're going to actually make this a guardrail instead. So that should put it up at 42 inches, which is 3'6". And let's see here. Hit OK. And it looks like the handrail's on the wrong side. So let's go back in there, edit type. So we have guardrail, pipe. We'll make this right instead of left. Hit apply. Yep, our handrail's on this side. And then we can change this to, actually we'll leave it there, but we can add our extension. So one foot there, 1 foot there. We can make it a post extension style. And then instead of simple, let's make it gooseneck. Hit apply. And you can see that it now curves this back this way, so that we have this handrail extension on all the sides. So by code, this has to extend out 12 inches, or in some instances, the code will say 12 inches plus the stair tread depth, which actually you could see that option when we were in there. And so here we have the guardrail, we have our stair. And let's do something else here as we wrap up. Let's take a look at our other stair just to make sure that both stairs updated with the handrails that we just made. Ooh, it looks like it did not. That's okay. I'm just going to delete that other stair that we made. And I'm going to, it ungrouped this stair, so let's grab this stair again. So in our 3D view, we can just surround this entire stair. Just filter, yep. And I would like to make this into a group again. Let's call it stair. And then we'll go to the modify tab and do the mirror. And let's mirror this across the center again. So we have our stair back. Oops, let me undo that because we turned off our walls and doors in this one view. Let's go back to our visibility. Override, hit doors, walls, hit OK. Select over the stair. Select the mirror by axis, by drawing an axis. And now we have our stair. It does not like to mirror. That's okay. We can ungroup that. Let's ungroup this one. If there's still a group. Some things don't like to be grouped. But at least it mirrored and we don't have to do all that stuff twice. All right, that'll be it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. And now we've got our outside perimeter, we've got floors, we've got the holes for the stairs and the floors, and now we've got a stair tower on both sides. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.